All right, here I am in the 95 F350. We're gonna go ahead and pull this old pile of you know what into the shop and get it set up to where I can do some torch work on the frame. Gotta cut a bunch of rivets and get rid of a couple of cross members and a fuel tank and make room for the wrecker body to go onto it. So that should be fun and exciting. We've been teasing you guys that this pickup may become an off-road wrecker. Take it to Utah and play with Matt and Paul and those guys, but I don't know. The four-door has such a long wheelbase. It's just not ideal for rock crawling and stuff. Probably a couple feet too long. So, I don't know. I'm going to turn this one. I'm going to take this wrecker bed that I went to New Mexico and bought. I'm going to go ahead and take this bed and put it on the 95 and we'll get it all hooked up. But I want to keep that wheel lift and everything because I think it would be handy to have just a small hook with the wheel lift to move everything around and go get other projects and stuff like that. That it'd just be a lot less sketch than some of the stuff that we do as far as getting all this stuff from where we find it to the shop. And then moving it around the shop and stuff too. Be a lot handier than, I don't know, using the forklift and tractors and trailers and bale beds. And I mean, pretty much if there's something that'll move it, I'll use it. But I just think that little hook wrecker would be way handier in most situations. Speaking of which, let's grab this wrecker body too and we'll pull that into the shop. And I can use the torch on it too because it's set up for a cabin chassis frame and we're just going to put it on a pickup. The frame is 8 inches wider than what it came off of. I don't know if it's the compression on this tractor or what it is that makes it so hard. It cranks over so hard, and you would think that the battery was dead, but it's got a good battery in it. When it's chilly at night like it is now, it starts so much harder too. Doesn't help. I'm not 100% sure how to go about grabbing this wrecker body. I didn't take a camera with me when I bought it. I regret that. Kind of new at this whole YouTube thing and not completely broke into, you know, getting you guys everything. So I had my phone with me and I recorded some stuff in the pickup, but to be honest, it was so windy the whole time that even if I would have thought to grab you guys some footage of loading this down there in New Mexico and everything, you wouldn't have been able to hear me because I didn't have a camera with a dead cat and stuff on it. So I'm going to go ahead and rig this body up. Let's see how she goes. Going up. Oh, tractor's like, oh, it's heavy. I think I'm into that front of the trailer a little bit there. Pull forward and give it a little bit of slack. Remember, I can't use the brakes. There we go. I'll get this moved over to the shop. It's going pretty well there. It's not swinging or anything. It seems like we got a good hold on it. So I'll pull it over to the shop and I'll meet you guys over there. We got this over here. So remember, don't ever get under anything that's held up by hydraulics because they can fail. Well, of course, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cut these tabs off, front and back. I don't know why in the heck they put such healthy ones on there. Holy cow. Anyway, I'll get those cut off. And then over here, I am going to cut this back cross member, this front cross member for the fuel tank out. This fuel tank's got to go. I think I have to cut about 4 inches of the frame off, but I'm not going to do that. There's a piece that bolts onto these 4 holes here, and the piece that welds to the frame is on the back of the wrecker body here, but they cut it apart. So I'm going to bolt it back under here where it goes. I'll get it welded back together, and then I'll have it ready. Basically be the back cross member for this frame, along with the back mount on that bed. Nothing exciting, and I don't want to do any where I'm by myself. I don't want to accidentally hit the camera with a bunch of hot lava from burning this metal off with a torch. I'm going to go ahead and shut you guys off, and I'll bring you back when I get all this cut off. And I got everything torched off of the bed. Had to move it outside because my brother had a flat tire on one of the feed trucks for the ranch, so I had to deal with that. I'm going to cut the cross members out of this frame and get rid of this tank. This tank, the hose is open here. I don't think we ever used this tank when we had a bale bed on this pickup, because the switch on the frame doesn't work to switch from tank to tank. Rather than using a torch around a 20-gallon tank of possible fuel, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect these lines. Got some disconnect tools here. It makes pretty fast work of it. This was back when things are still made out of metal. These connectors are stainless steel and whatnot, so by gosh, they're just gonna come right off. Try not to get too much gas around, but you can see there's definitely gas in the tank because there's gas in the lines. So we got that disconnected. I'll go ahead and jump back on the torch, do some torch work, get those cross members in that tank pulled out of there. It doesn't even smell like it was that bad of fuel. I'm going to go ahead and torch that. I'm not going to video any of it. I'll be watching for flames and explosions and stuff. So here's what I'm thinking. Got the fuel tank out. That wasn't a big deal. I'm thinking where the springs hook on back here on the frame. If I cut both of these cross members out of the back, where the springs are pushing up on the frame like that, it's going to want to twist it and throw it off. Thinking that I'll find me a piece of metal and I'll just tack it on really good across the back of the frame there. I know I'm going to have to cut the frame off anyway. If I can prevent that frame from springing on me, I think that would be helpful. And what I might do, grab a measurement off the wrecker bed there. I just don't know where that back plate with the 8 bolts, don't know. Like, I can measure front to back and cut my frame off and weld that on and know that I most likely have it in the right place. I just don't know elevation wise, up and down, as far as trying to get those holes in the right place. I think maybe what I'll do is I'm just going to cut this. I'm just going to cut this back cross member out. Yeah, I'm just going to cut that back cross member out. I'm going to see how the frame reacts. Maybe it won't move too much. So I'm going to cut that out. We'll see what kind of results that I get. All right, I got all of the rivets cut off, flush with the frame. Minimal gouging. I went ahead and cut the rivets off on that other cross member too, because I had the torch going and it just won't go anywhere until I push the rivets out of the frame anyway. So I'm going to hit these with the air hammer, knock those rivets out so I can remove the cross member. Got my hearing protection, so I'll save you guys from that, and I'll just go ahead and hammer them out real quick. I have the frame cut off and I welded this piece back together that goes across the back of the wrecker body. Absolutely no clue if those holes are going to be where they need to be, but after I took this back cross member out and I had that front one still in front of the fuel tank, the frame was it was floppy. It was not secured at all. So I put that on the back of the frame there because I didn't want that frame to get all out of whack with the spring mount and everything clear back on the back portion of that. So I cut the frame off, welded that on just to keep that frame from getting all screwy on me. So how do I want to do this? I'm just going to pull that tractor over here. Yeah, let's just try it the way it's on there. See if we can get it close. It's a little bit windier now than it was, but this dead cat seems to be doing pretty good at blocking out the noise of the wind. So cab switch module error. You gotta love all this new stuff with all of the electronics and everything on it. It's just a matter of time before nothing works. I wonder why the wrecker has a sticker on it that says food only. No, not for chemical storage. What? So they stored food in the toolbox on the wrecker bed, or what the heck? What are they talking about? I'll have to show you that. It just doesn't. Oh man, we got a heater on in here. It's plenty warm without a heater. Tractor's like a mason jar sitting out in the sun. Always hot. It's kind of a quiet little dirt road here in town. I usually get by with my shenanigans as far as blocking most of the road, but every once in a while there's traffic. Yeah, wonder how this will go. I gotta make sure that I got tools and everything out of the way to where I'm not running them over when I back up. She's alive. The nice thing about at least doing the starting part of this stuff with the tractor is that I can get it centered a lot better. This, oh crap. Okay, the pickup drifted back too much, ran into it. Good thing it's my pickup and not a customer's. So the fuel pump, pumping fuel on there. Man, I am not even remotely close to where I need to be. How in the heck? Okay. That piece that I welded on the back can't be there. Yeah, see? This can't go through that. Huh. That's not good. First things first, the fuel line on that setup, back feed. I didn't tell you that's why this tank had fresh fuel in it, because the switch on the frame that switches tanks isn't switching good. So the fuel pump in the other tank is actually pumping fuel out of that tank into the back tank. That's handy. Probably going to have to cut those connectors off of that tank so I can plug them into the lines over there so that I quit spilling fuel. And then I got to cut that back cross member that I put in there to hold the frame. I got to cut that out because the wheel lift can't go down through it. I'm gonna have to cut that off. That'll be fun. Got too much stuff in my shop. And yeah, I use the term stuff very loosely. Got too many projects going. So I started a wrecker project. Sounds logical. Start a wrecker project so I can bring more projects in. I already got too many to fit in my shop. Alright. I don't really know. It's gonna take quite a bit of spacing and stuff to get this to work, I think. Most likely built for a flat frame, and I do not have a flat frame. I'll get this tractor out of the way, and I'm just going to back this pickup over under my 2-post. I think it's like not only warm out today, it's actually kind of hot. Getting my record to work mood. Maybe this right here is a rollback. I bought it years and years ago. And when I was setting the bed on it, I didn't have a second person to watch what was going on, and one of the hydraulic cylinders that tilt the bed came undone and hung on the frame, and I snapped it off. I had the piece built for it. I had this shaft here. It snapped the one end of this off, so couldn't use it. I didn't have the help to tear it apart. Well, I tried to cut this out from under it when it was sitting on the truck, and as you can imagine, all the hot stuff was falling on me, and after getting burnt a few times, I just was like, nah, not gonna do that. And then that turned into years of, nah, I'm not gonna do that. So on the ranch and farm side of things, this truck would be a big flatbed, and then it's also got a wheel lift on it, so that hangs out the back, and I want to put a hitch on it. You can see this whole apparatus is a wheel lift, and the rest of it's over there, but I wanted to put a hitch on it to where I could pull a flatbed behind it. That way I could haul like twice as many round bales and stuff from place to place. Just haven't got around to it, but Slim helped me pick it up off of there and flip it over, and we put it up there upside down. That way I could cut that bar out of it, and all the hot stuff just fell away from me instead of showering down on me. So I'm gonna get that wrecker over there by the 2-post and bring it back when I kind of know what I'm doing. A little bit farther without you. Got the wrecker bed all centered up and sitting where it needs to. I have the back end of it up on a jack because I want to build some spacers from the top of the frame to the frame of the wrecker bed. I had the winch in and out was stuck. Didn't record it, I'm not sure why, but I was working it back and forth and thinking that I was starting to get it a little bit loosened up. Broke the linkage off. So I tore it all apart, both sides. I took the linkage out, and I ended up cutting the eye off of the linkage and welding it to the top of a 3/8 bolt. Threading everything back together, putting it back together. Got it working, got it loosened up. It would not go in and out, no matter how hard I tried with a big crowbar. I ended up taking a crescent wrench and I turned it inside the valve, and then it would go in and out. I guess it was just seized up there. Got it all broke loose. It's looking good. It's getting dark out. I'm gonna go get something to eat, and then I don't know. I don't think I'll make it back tonight. Maybe I'll get this all mounted up tomorrow. I don't think that I have enough time to go past Napa and have them build me a hydraulic hose. I don't know that I'll have this operational tomorrow, but we'll see. I'm gonna run up on the hill where our junk is at. I'm gonna look at a pickup up there, and I'm gonna look for some springs. I think I'm just gonna airbag this though, because I don't want to make it to where it rides bad all the time. Maybe I'll take you with me. We'll go up on the hill, and I need to see if I can get to a cab up there. I need to get a cab so that I can swap some stuff around on the F650. I want to get the single cab pulled off of it, and I want to get the cab that I'm going to go look at down here. I need a door off of that. We're going to have to scuff and paint it and put it on my dad's work pickup because he had a little bit of a run-in with a chunk of concrete. Did a number on his passenger door and front fender, and I think I can steal a door off of this other cab. Junk Hill. We always called it Green Hill because it's on the Green homestead. So the cab that I'm looking for, I think I can get right to it with the tractor. Bring the flatbed up here, about 4 miles, from the shop. I'll give you a quick look at it. You can see some of the junk out my window here. So this is the cab. I don't want to show you too much. That's it. It was a complete pickup. It was an 03. That pickup had about 11,000 miles on it. When I cut it apart and did that to it, it was a 4-door short box. Bought the pickup totaled with a 7.3 in it. It had 3,800 miles on it when I first bought it. I didn't drive it much. As for today, I am done. I'm gonna go and have a steak and just kind of kick back for the rest of the evening. I will catch you tomorrow.